we will be discussing circular motion and revising a couple of concepts of this chapter. Now, before we begin with circular motion, let me remind you what linear motion was. In linear motion, you were discussing basically linear speed, v, displacement, s, time, t. Everything was like this. So, एक object है, it's moving in this direction. It has a speed. It's covering some distance. It takes a time t to go from point A to point B. When you're discussing circular motion, in circular motion, these quantities change in the sense that now instead of linear displacement s, you will say angular displacement. Angular displacement. और angular displacement का जो symbol होगा, that will be theta. And the definition, of course, will be the angle subtended by an arc at the center of the circle. Then, जहाँ पर पहले आप v कहते थे, which was linear speed or linear velocity, now you will use the term angular velocity. And what do we mean by angular velocity? Angular velocity means rate of change of angular displacement. So angular velocity omega can be written as omega is equals to theta over time. Why theta over time? Because it is the rate of change of angular displacement, right? So omega is theta over time. Now, very important formula that comes out from this little equation over here is if you consider one circle, then theta would be 2 pi radians. You must recall that pi radians is equivalent to 180 degrees. And the time that it takes to make one circle, that is capital T. So in summary, if you're making one circle, if you move in a circle, तो आप जो angle cover करते हो, that is 2 pi radians, and you can say that 2 pi radians is equivalent to 360 degrees. I hope that makes sense. एक circle में 360 degree cover होता है, और जो time लगता है to complete one circle or one revolution, that is actually called the time period. So for one circle, the angle is 2 pi radians and the time is called capital T because it's time period. So that tells you that you can actually have another formula, and that formula is omega is equals to 2 pi over capital T. Now from AS waves, you must recall that frequency and time period have a relationship, which is frequency is 1 over time period. So omega can also be written as 2 pi f. So omega के दो formulas बन गए, एक बन गया 2 pi f और एक बन गया 2 pi over capital T. Now you should also understand that when you talk of one circle, let's say this is the center of the circle and this is the object which is moving in this direction. It has a certain linear speed v, उसका एक circle का radius होगा r, and अभी जो हमने पढ़ा है omega is angular velocity, right? So v is linear velocity, omega is angular velocity, and r is the radius. They must have some sort of a relationship. So if I ask you that for one circle, what is your speed? You will say speed is distance over time. In other words, you will say that in one circle we cover distance of 2 pi r, और बात फिर से वही आ गई कि एक circle को बनाने का जो time होता है, that is capital T. So linear speed v is 2 pi r over capital T. Now if you look at it closely, you will realize that you have already seen 2 pi over t. यहाँ पे देखें, you have seen 2 pi over t over here, and you can see 2 pi over t over here as well, which means I can actually push omega from here over here. यहाँ पर 2 pi over t की जगह omega डाला जा सकता है, which basically means that my equation will then become v is equals to r omega, because omega was 2 pi over capital T. So far summarizing what we've done, what we've discussed is that whenever you're discussing circular motion, this is the center of the circle, this is radius r, your object moves from point A to point B. Now when the object moves from point A to point B, you cover an angle theta at the center of the circle. This is called angular displacement. If you are spinning, you have an angular velocity omega. At the same time, you also have a certain linear velocity v. Alright, so now we discuss a very important concept of centripetal acceleration. Now, you understand the fact that you're moving in a circle, and hear me out, you're moving in a circle and you're moving with a constant speed. So the question then arises, then how do you have acceleration if you have a constant speed? Think carefully. What is happening is, because you're moving in a circle, and although you have a constant speed, but your direction is changing. Because your direction is changing, we will say your velocity is changing. And because velocity is changing, therefore you have acceleration. So bear this in mind, that in this whole chapter, your speed is going to be constant because the magnitude is not going to change. However, because the direction is changing, therefore we will say that the velocity is changing, and because the velocity is changing, therefore there will be acceleration, because acceleration is change in velocity over time. If you remember, acceleration is given by change in velocity over time. Now, as I've shown in this diagram, that you have a velocity which is called v olt, and after some time you move from one point to the other point and your velocity is v nu. Bear in mind that the size of the arrow is the same, however the direction has changed, which means that you have some sort of change in velocity. Okay, now let's have a look at it vectorially and see what happens. How do we make the change in velocity? And here we go. So you can see at point P1 you had v old, and at point P2 you had v new. Now if you focus somewhere here, ये v old original ऊपर की तरफ और ये v new इधर की तरफ, और आप देखें कि ये जो एरो बन रहा है चेंज का, ये ऊपर से नीचे आ रहा है, नीचे से ऊपर नहीं जा रहा. Now if the question arises in your mind, why is it this way? तो ask yourself कि टाइम में पहले कौन आया था? Was it v old or was it v new? It was v old. So v old से चेंज शुरू हुआ और चेंज होता होता v new पे बना. अब नोटिस करो डायरेक्शन इसका. The direction is this way, which is exactly this direction. Exactly this direction. It is pointing towards the center of the circle. So that tells you that the centripetal acceleration will also be pointing towards the center of this circle. Now, what I'll do is, I will now take out this triangle and show it to you separately right now. Have a look, please. So if you have a close look, you have v old, which is here. You have v new, which is here. And it's the same triangle, and this line over here represents delta v. ठीक है? अब यहाँ पर पूरे का पूरा जो angle है, that was delta theta, right? If you draw a perpendicular line, it becomes a perpendicular bisector. The reason is these two lengths are the same. Remember that the speed is constant. So इसका मतलब है दोनों arrows की जो length है वो बराबर है. So if you draw a perpendicular bisector, it will exactly cut this line into two equal halves. So this part is delta v by 2 and this part is also delta v by 2. Alright, so now we involve a bit of math. You all understand that this radius is r and so is this. From here to here, this is your arc length s. और यहाँ पर जो center में जो angle बन रहा है, this is theta. So all of these three variables are interconnected by an equation which is s is equals to r theta. Now you must be wondering, some of you already recognize this formula, but some of you, if you don't recognize the formula, I'll give you a hint. In O levels, you have done this formula. Circumference of a circle is 2 pi r. So सोचो ये कहाँ से निकला? Circumference होता था the length of one circle. So अगर s को बढ़ाते जाओ और एक पूरा circle बनाओ, s को बढ़ाते जाओ और एक पूरा circle बनाओ, तो हम s की जगह लिखेंगे c. If I ask you, जब आपने एक पूरा सर्कल बनाया, आपने एंगल कितना कवर किया, योर आंसर विल बी 360 डिग्रीज. हम कहेंगे रेडियन में कितना है, आप कहोगे थीटा इज 2 पाई और आर का आर. सो द फॉर्मूला इज एब्सोल्युटली वैलिड. द जनरल फॉर्मूला इज एस इज इक्वल टू आर थीटा. नाउ दैट टेल्स यू दैट द सर्कमफ्रेंस ऑफ अ सर्कल also originates from this formula. Now, if I ask you, what is the velocity or the speed that you've had in this whole circle, you will say velocity is distance over time. अब आपका सवाल होगा कितना डिस्टेंस? डिस्टेंस क्या आधा सर्कल था, क्वार्टर सर्कल था, हमें तो नहीं पता. सो हम एक जनरल फॉर्मूला उसका लिख देंगे दैट डिस्टेंस इज आर इंटू डेल्टा थीटा. डेल्टा थीटा मीन्स चेंज इन एंगल. ये कहाँ से आया? ये डिस्टेंस की जगह आप समझें कि हमने डिस्टेंस की जगह एस डाल दिया, बिकॉज एस इज ऑल्सो डिस्टेंस. सो डिस्टेंस की जगह हमने डाला आर डेल्टा थीटा. डेल्टा थीटा लिखो, थीटा लिखो, डजंट मेक अ डिफरेंस. बोथ ऑफ देम मीन्स द सेम थिंग. इट मीन्स अ चेंज इन द एंगल. एंड ओवर हियर you have your time. So if you end up making time the subject of your equation, you will get r delta theta या r theta over v. So you have the expression for time, and time is r delta theta over v. Now if you have a look at the same triangle at which you looked earlier, ये वाला, you will realize that this angle over here is 90 degrees. So this is a right angle triangle. And if you understand what right angle triangles are, then you can understand that we can apply an equation, a trigonometric ratio. For example, sine of delta theta divided by 2 is equals to perpendicular, which is delta v by 2, divided by the hypotenuse, which is v old लिखो, v new लिखो या v लिखो, फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. I've already told you the reason. The reason is, hint hint, your direction is changing, your speed is not changing. So whether you write v old, whether you write v new, we don't care, because the speed is constant. So that means that delta v by 2 is equals to v into sine of delta theta divided by 2. I'll again repeat that if you focus on this right angle triangle over here, this angle is delta theta by 2, applies trigonometric ratio of sine. So sine theta is equals to perpendicular over hypotenuse. Perpendicular is delta v by 2. ये लिखा हुआ है ऊपर, और डिनोमिनेटर में आपने v old लिखना है, v old लिखो, v new लिखना है, v new लिखो, v लिखना है, v लिख दो, because speed constant है. So if you make delta v by 2 the subject, you will get v sine delta theta divided by 2. Now we are going to combine these two relationships, and in a minute you will see the miracle that happens. So the miracle is that you have started with the definition of acceleration from O levels, that acceleration is change in velocity over time, and today you're going to apply it to circular motion. And how you will do it, just have a look. आपने पीछे टाइम का एक्सप्रेशन निकाला था, विच वॉज आर डेल्टा थीटा ओवर वी, और आपने पीछे एक और रिलेशनशिप प्रूव किया था, विच इज डेल्टा वी बाई 2 इज इक्वल्स टू वी साइन इंटू डेल्टा थीटा divided by 2. Now if you understand that I can make delta v the subject, and I can write this as 2v into sine of delta theta divided by 2. If I make delta v the subject, I can easily plug it here, and I will get acceleration equal to 2v sine delta theta divided by 2 in the numerator, and then in the denominator I will put time as r over V into delta theta. A slight trick. I'm going to apply a bit of math. मुझे न्यूमरेटर में नज़र आ रहा है डेल्टा थीटा डिवाइड बाय 2, डिनोमिनेटर में नज़र आ रहा है डेल्टा थीटा. So if I divide delta theta by 2, then I'll also have to multiply the same number with 2 ताकि वो effect neutralize हो जाए. If you're wondering कि आपने ये क्यों किया है, उसकी वजह यह है that this over here becomes a mathematical identity. This thing over here is a mathematical identity, sine theta over theta. If you don't take math, it's fine. You don't need to know this, but you should know how we did it. So once you get to this stage, that you have delta theta over 2 in the denominator and sine delta theta over 2 in the numerator, we will just simplify the expression, which is, आपको नजर आएगा कि ऊपर और नीचे 2 और 2 कैंसिल हो जाएंगे. This v will shift to the numerator and multiply with v, so it will become v square divided by r. और आगे उसके वैसे का वैसे ही आ गया sine of delta theta divided by 2 divided by delta theta divided by 2. Now, since we are making an assumption that delta theta is very small, extremely small, the change angle is extremely small, so then this whole thing, ये expression है, ये एक proof है that sine of delta theta over 2 divided by delta theta over 2 is equal to 1. Only when delta theta is very small. So if this whole thing becomes equal to 1, so the formula for centripetal acceleration therefore becomes A is equals to v square over r. And this is the rigorous proof for the formula of centripetal acceleration. You must also understand, आप पीछे derive करके आए हैं, that v is equals to r omega. So acceleration can also be defined as r omega whole square over r. v की जगह डाल दें and simplify, you will get acceleration is equals to r omega square. So centripetal acceleration has two key formulas, v square over r and r omega square. And at the same time, जहाँ पर acceleration है, लाजमी बात है, you will also have force. So if centripetal acceleration has these two formulas, then force, centripetal force, is given by ma, F is equals to ma, Newton's second law, and force is equals to mv square over r. एक ये formula बन गया, and the second formula is force is equals to mr omega square. I must remind you that these two formulas are both for centripetal force, which you already know, but what I want you to understand is that this force that you're talking of, capital F, ये कौन सी force है? Generally speaking, आपको पता है centripetal force का chapter है तो centripetal force होगी, but generally speaking, what is this? This is a resultant force. It's a very important point. आपके सारे सवालों में ये concept use होना है कि ये force है क्या? जिसको जो आप कहते हो centripetal force is mv square over r, या centripetal force is mr omega square. Wait, which force? Is this the forward force? Is it the friction force? What force is it's called the resultant force. So ये खुद कुछ नहीं है. It is due to something else. Alright, bear this in mind. ये खुद कुछ नहीं है. It'll always be there due to something else. That's one concept. Now, another concept is that if I have, let's say, a turntable, all right, and these are 3 points. This is the center O, point A, point B, and point C. और मैं आपसे कहता हूँ कि हमारी ये टर्न टेबल है, दिस टर्न टेबल इज स्पिनिंग. नाउ टर्न टेबल क्या है? टर्न टेबल इज लाइक अ रिकॉर्ड. इफ you've seen some old movies, so record labels होते थे, बड़ी बड़ी ब्लैक डिस्क होती थी, इसको आप एक मशीन के ऊपर डालते हो. दैट मशीन इज कॉल्ड अ टर्न टेबल बिकॉज इट स्पिन्स the disc and then you hear some music. I'm sure you must have seen in some old Hollywood movie. सो ये वही record label है, इसको हमने उस machine के ऊपर डाला है and it is spinning, therefore it has some angular velocity omega. My question to you is that you see both the formulas. Now over here you are observing that centripetal force is inversely proportional to r. R is the distance from the center. And over here you're noticing the centripetal force is directly proportional to r. R being the same thing, distance from the center. So my point is that out of the 3 points, which point has the greatest centripetal force? Is it point A? Is it point B? Is it point C? R क्या चीज़ है? R ये distance है. So R ये वाला distance भी हो सकता है, R ये वाला भी distance हो सकता है, depending on which point you're focusing on. So some would argue that A का R सबसे छोटा है. So if you look at equation number 1, R is inversely proportional to FC. So for A, the central force should be the highest. The others would argue that if you look at expression number 2, R is directly proportional to FC, so point C should have the highest central force. We have a debate now. And ये बात नहीं है कि दोनों equation में से एक equation गलत है. दोनों equations ठीक है. You're not looking hard enough. If you look hard enough, you will realize that actually the correct answer is point C. And now, why is point C the correct answer? गौर से देखो. Point C correct answer इसलिए है because हम पॉइंट ए वालों को समझाएंगे कि आपने इक्वेशन पकड़ी एफ सी इज इक्वल टू एम बी स्क्वायर आर, बिल्कुल सही पकड़ी. आप कहोगे जी ये तो इन्वर्स रिलेशन था, आप कैसे कह सकते हैं पॉइंट सी है? पॉइंट सी ऐसे है कि अगर आप इस वी को देखो, फोकस ऑन दिस वी, यू फोकस ऑन दिस वी, वी इज इक्वल टू आर ओमेगा, isn't it? So if you pick up r omega and you plug it here and you take a square and you divide it as well, so fc becomes equals to m r omega square. तो वही रिलेशन निकल आता है फिर से, that centripetal force is proportional to radius. Remember this, do not forget this. It cannot be inversely proportional to radius. The further you are from the circle, the greater the centripetal force is required. The closer you are to the circle, the lesser the centripetal force is required, provided you are on the same table. Provided you are on the same table. Now, ये जो एक्सप्रेशन हमने बनाया है एफ सी इज डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल टू आर, अगर आप देखो कि ये किस दर से आया, ये यहाँ से आया. प्रोपोर्शनैलिटी ओ लेवल में पढ़ी थी, ओ लेवल से पहले ग्रेड 6-7 में पढ़ी होगी. इफ यू से दैट समथिंग इज प्रोपोर्शनल, दैट मीन्स that these two quantities over here, m and r, they're constant. Sorry, not m and r. M and omega square are constant because r और fc के दरमियान relation देख रहे हैं. So m and omega square are constant. So fc is proportional to r कब prove होता है? When m and omega are constant. Now, how do we know whether it's constant or not? मैं वही तो बता रहा हूँ that if you have one system का मतलब एक टर्न टेबल है. अगर एक टर्न टेबल है तो उसका ओमेगा एक ही होगा. एक टर्न टेबल है. अब ये ना कहना कि दो अलग टर्न टेबल्स हैं तो फिर क्या होगा. देन आई डोंट नो व्हाट ओमेगा विल बी, बट इफ देयर इज वन टर्न टेबल, वन सिस्टम व्हिच इज टर्निंग, then omega is constant, and then you can easily use this relationship fc is proportional to r. I'll give you another convincing argument. देखो, let's say you have a circle. Okay, you have a circle and this is point A and this is point C. वो जो दो points थे हमारे, और ये हमारा center of circle है O, and we are spinning with an angular velocity omega. Now my reason for the centripetal force being greater at point C as compared to point A is also given by another way. देखो, point A और पॉइंट सी दोनों के लिए ओमेगा सेम है. इफ यू फोकस एट ओमेगा, ओमेगा वाज 2 पाई ओवर टी. नाउ इफ यू आर सेइंग ओमेगा दोनों के लिए सेम है, तो इसका मतलब है कि दोनों को टाइम जो लगा होगा वो भी सेम लगा होगा. ये तो नहीं हो सकता कि ओमेगा दोनों का सेम हो और टाइम पीरियड डिफरेंट हो. इसका मतलब है दोनों बॉडीज अपना सर्कल जो कंप्लीट कर रही हैं वो एक ही टाइम में कर रही हैं. सो इफ ए अपना सर्कल बनाता है 2 घंटों में, 2 आवर्स में, तो सी भी अपना सर्कल 2 आवर्स में ही बनाएगा. अब आप मुझे बताएं, थिंक अबाउट इट. एक बंदा छोटा सर्कल छोटा डिस्टेंस ट्रैवल करके 2 घंटे पहुंचता है, और एक बंदा बड़ा डिस्टेंस ट्रैवल करता है, वो भी 2 घंटे पहुंच जाता है. व्हाट डज दैट टेल यू? आर देयर स्पीड्स द सेम और नॉट? थिंक अबाउट इट. द आंसर विल बी नो, देयर नॉट. मैं आपसे अगला सवाल ये पूछूंगा, किसकी स्पीड ज्यादा है? आप कहेंगे जी अगर बड़ा डिस्टेंस ट्रैवल करने वाला भी 2 घंटे में ही कर रहा है तो लाजमी बात है कि जो बड़ा डिस्टेंस ट्रैवल कर रहा है उसकी स्पीड ज्यादा है, और जो छोटा डिस्टेंस ट्रैवल कर रहा है उसकी स्पीड कम है. नाउ डू यू रिमेंबर दैट सेंट्रिपेटल फोर्स इज प्रोपोर्शनल टू वेलोसिटी स्क्वायर? सो आप वेलोसिटी वाले आर्ग्यूमेंट से भी देख लो तो वो बात फिर से प्रूव हो जाती है कि जिसकी वेलोसिटी ज्यादा है उसके ऊपर सेंट्रल फोर्स ज्यादा लगेगी, जिसकी वेलोसिटी कम है उस पर सेंट्रल फोर्स कम लगेगी. सो द फॉर्मूलाज आर कंप्लीटली वैलिड whether you use mv square over r or whether you use mr omega square, दोनों से एक ही जवाब आएगा. जो ज्यादातर लोग गड़बड़ करते हैं वो कहते हैं जी fc का फॉर्मूला था mv square over r, और वो कहते हैं fc is inverse mv square over r, और वो कहते हैं fc is inversely proportional to r. Just look at the assumption that they have made. So when you write fc is inversely proportional to r, what have you assumed? I'll always ask what have you assumed. तो आपने यहां पर assume ये किया होगा that m and v are constant. Now ask yourself this question कि जो मैंने जो सवाल पूछा है आपसे, क्या इस सवाल में वेलोसिटी कांस्टेंट थी या नहीं थी? भाई अगर तो कांस्टेंट थी तो आप बिल्कुल ठीक कह रहे थे, फिर तो वो सही कह रहे थे कि जी ए के ऊपर ज्यादा चाहिए. लेकिन हैव अ लुक एट द क्वेश्चन. इन द क्वेश्चन velocity at a and velocity at c are not the same. How can they be constant? So ये वाला relationship scrap हो जाता है because हमारी velocity constant नहीं है. I hope that you've understood this little concept that if you're on the same system, the further you are from the center, the greater will be the centripetal force needed to make you rotate in that circle.